Hi, today I'm going to give a quick review on how to water your houseplants. So we have different kind of plants, each needs its own watering, and maybe one trick that I have, for example, for my monstera here, is that I keep an indicator plant, that is my passion fruit, that always tells me if there is a lack of water by wilting a bit. And that is good for my monstera because she's never dried up, and I always know how much water it needs, but this one is more sensitive to a lack of water and it will down faster. So you can also keep some seeds in your pot, and you see if they will down a bit, you can notice that you need to water. That is if you don't understand how often you need to water your plants. Then it's important to understand that plant position needs also different watering. So if you have a hanging plant that is above, it means that it's on a higher temperature, and also on a windowsill that's in the middle of your room level, it's higher temperature than, for example, on the floor. So these plants that are on the floor and maybe in some darker corner will take up less water, and it's important to understand this positioning. So how I prepare my solution with the fertilizer? I use I have a crystal fertilizer, but you can also use a liquid one or solid one, but I prefer this one because it's cheap, and also for my house plants I don't eat them, and it's not useful, necessary for me to have organic fertilizer, but this one is organic fertilizer. It's also for my vegetables and it's liquid. It's a dark brown. So this crystal must be dissolved before use. Never use it in a final bulk container, but first put it in this smaller sized water that is hot water, because it dissolves quicker. You mix it good to dissolve it, but because it's hot it will dissolve quicker and nicer, because if you would put it in your room temperature, the crystals wouldn't dissolve so fast and you could burn your roots, because the crystal would burn it. So this one, I think it's already done because it's hot water. And I put it in. There is no rule about how often you water your plants. You must know what's the temperature position. If it's very hot, it usually needs 1-2 days, every 2 days. If it's not so hot, around 20, and not so sunny, it needs once in a week. So really depends. If it's above radiator, also could be 2 days. So be careful to notice, and before you water, always check if the soil feels a bit wet. If it does, don't water, because the plants should dry up first before you water again. That's important to prevent your root rot. So this is a spider plant that needs a lot of water, and this is papyrus plant that is also a water-loving plant. Peperomia, it's also a water-loving plant. These plants that are staying in clay pots also need more water, because clay dries up quicker and you must water it more often. So this one, aloe vera, likes to be watered. You shouldn't forget about them. But also don't be excessive. Don't water every other day. Just go around. If you notice some plant is needing more water, you water. Otherwise you don't. So usually I go every day or every second day. I go around and I check with my finger. If it's dry, I water. Otherwise I don't. You can also keep such indicator plants that I do. And don't forget to use your fertilizer once in a while. That's it for today, and thank you for watching, and please subscribe below, and see you next time. Bye!